Your second tool for your falls toolkit are fall risk assessments or screens. These assessments have been proven by the CDC's STEADY initiative, which stands for Stopping Elderly Accidents, Deaths, and Injuries. These tools can be used on your own, with your family and friends, or in congruence with your healthcare provider to help reduce the fall risk amongst older adults. These assessments include the timed up and go, 30-second chair stand, and 4-stage balance, each of which we will be addressing here today. It is important to note that before initiating these fall risk assessments, you should first use the fall risk screening tool seen here. This fall risk screen is a 12-question tool that will show you if you may be at risk for falling. As you can see here, each yes is weighted by points. Let's review the questions now. I have fallen in the past year. Why might this matter? People who have fallen once are likely to fall again. I use or have been advised to use a cane or a walker to get around safely. People who have been advised to use a cane or a walker may already be more at risk for falls. Sometimes I feel unsteady when I'm walking. Unsteadiness or needing support while walking are signs of poor balance. I steady myself by holding onto furniture when walking at home. This is also a sign of poor balance. I am worried about falling. People who are worried about falling are more likely to fall. I need to push with my hands to stand up from a chair. This is a sign of weak leg muscles, a major reason for falling. I have some trouble stepping up onto a curb. This is also a sign of weak leg muscles. I often have to rush to the toilet. Rushing to the bathroom, especially at night, increases your chance of falling. I have lost some feeling in my feet. Numbness in your feet can cause stumbles and lead to falls. I take medicine that sometimes makes me feel lightheaded or more tired than usual. Side effects from medicines can sometimes increase your chance of falling. This is an important time to say if you feel like any of your medications are causing you to be dizzy, lightheaded, more tired than usual, please call your doctor right away and let them know. I take medicine to help me sleep or improve my mood. These medicines can sometimes increase your chance of falling. I often feel sad or depressed. Symptoms of depression, such as not feeling well or feeling slowed down, are linked to falls. Now you will add up the number of points for each yes, 2, 3, 4. And note that if you scored 4 points or more, you may be at a higher risk for fall. It is important to note that regardless of the score, if you have fallen in the past year, you are more likely to fall again. However, a total score of 4 or more puts you at risk for falls. If you score a 4 or above, or have had a fall in the past year, you are encouraged to jump into the 3 assessments we chatted about earlier. Those are the tug, the 30-second chair stand, and the 4-stage balance. Even if you have not had a fall in the past, or if you did not score higher than a 4, I encourage you to discuss falls with your doctor to prevent future risks. Being proactive is key to preventing falls. Your doctor could recommend further testing for fall prevention, such as bone strengthening assessments, heart testing, medication reviews, podiatrist or optometrist referrals, community exercise, fall prevention programs like stepping on, physical therapy assessments, and even home safety evaluations. Okay, so here we're going to watch a video of the Timed Up and Go assessment, or the TUG, T-U-G. This is to assess mobility, and all you will need truly is a stopwatch, but for myself, I like to have painter's tape so that I can clearly mark off the distance that the person I'm assessing will go to, and they have a clear visualization of that, and also a measurement tool to measure out that 10 feet distance accurately. You'll want a chair that the person you're assessing or yourself can sit in. And if you have a chair with armrests, I would use that as well in case the person needs to be able to push up. If you have a walking aid like a cane or a walker, I would encourage you to use that during this assessment. And then you'll need to stand up 10 feet, walk the distance, and walk back. Also encourage the person who is doing the assessment to walk at their normal pace. This is not something that they want to rush through or run through because that puts them at more at risk for a fall. So you want to record the time that they do this in, and any adult that takes greater than 12 seconds to complete this TUG assessment is at risk for falling. So let's take a look at the video. As you see, they stand up, they walk the 10 feet distance, turn slowly, walk back to the chair, and sit down. So all the time that they are taking to stand up, walk the distance, walk back and sit, you have the stopwatch. And again, if it takes them longer than 12 seconds, they are at risk for fall. All right, let's take a look at the 30-second chair stand assessment now. This is to test your leg strength and your endurance. You're going to need a stopwatch and a chair with a good sturdy back. The chair can have armrests, but you are not to use them during the assessment. You'll be crossing your hands over your chest to not utilize your hands to push up. If you do need your hands to push up, then this assessment is null and void. It does not work, and it is going to show you that you probably likely are at a risk for falls. So what you'll do is you'll start your time, and for those 30 seconds, you're going to try to do as many sit to stands from the chair as you can, and that number of reps will correlate to a score based on your age. So for instance, a man between the ages of 60 and 64 should be able to do 14 or more sit to stand reps, and a woman between the ages of the 60 and 64 should be able to do 12 or more of those reps. As we age, that number goes down. So a male between the ages of 90 and 94 should be able to do 7 or more of the sit to stands. And a woman of the same age between 90 and 94 should be able to do 4 or more of those reps. So let's take a look at the video. Here you see he's crossing his arms over his chest and starting to stand. You want to be on the lookout for becoming very fatigued throughout this, maybe having to stop and take a rest between going up again. You also want to take a look at if they're unable to push up at all. If they say, I can't do this without pushing up from an armrest, then that means that they likely are at risk for falls. And there we go. That's the 30-second chair stand. Your third tool for your falls toolkit is fall recovery. Knowing what to do if you do experience a fall. Falling is scary, but being prepared for a fall and knowing what to do if a fall does occur will help decrease your fear of falling, therefore decreasing your risk of fall. Let's check out some videos on how you can recover from a fall. Your first step is going to be checking for injury, moving all of your extremities and making sure that you feel no pain. If you do, stop moving immediately, no matter how small or big the pain is. At this point, if you feel any pain at all, you could be causing more injury than good if you continue to move and try to get up. The second step is going to be to go ahead and push up using your forearms and your hands if you can stand up from this position, if you're strong enough and you have no pain. The third step, if you cannot stand up from that on your back position, is to roll onto your front. So you'll want to try to roll to your left or right. If you're weak on that side and need to pull the arm under to roll over it, do so now. And now you can elevate onto all fours, preparing yourself to stand. After you're all on all fours, you can now crawl to an elevated surface to help you push up to that standing position. Once you have stood up, make sure you check for any dizziness. If you have any pain at this point, go ahead and sit down and call 911. The biggest takeaway from this slide is if you are experiencing any pain at all at any of these steps, stop and do not move any longer. If your phone is within reach, go ahead and grab it, call 911. If you've got an Apple Watch, you could call 911 through that. If you know someone is in the home with you, yell out, say, I need help, please call 911, I'm in pain, I've fallen. And, if your phone has that voice capability, you could always yell out, Siri, call 911.